Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to SOT March 27th. I'm Matthew from Synth Ministry. Yeah, most of you guys know me already. So anyway, just gonna go through today about the piano, more about keys 1 than keys 2. I think that there's some ways that we can actually assimilate these two perspectives of how we play a piano and how we soundscape our sounds in synth. Yeah, and hopefully this helps us to expand our mind a bit today about how we can go about on our weekly serving. I think today we just try to think deeper into the instrument of a piano. Yeah, so most of the time we've been learning piano since young, 8 years, 9 years, some even more. Actually, we don't have this idea of tuning ourselves, our pianos. Yeah, not like the guitarists, they can go to Sweetie, they get their guitar, get a warm guitar, a bright guitar sound and something that inspires them. And they have their own individual sound because they can, fine-tune their instrument itself. For us, for pianists, usually we don't think so much about this. Whatever piano is whatever that we're gonna get. I'm sure many of you have gone to camp and played in camp with whatever the venue has given you guys. And it's not very inspiring, whether it's the touch, or whether it's the sound, but it sucks and then we're just forced to serve and we just, give our heart to the best of whatever we can serve with. Yeah, but in this day and age, I think with sampling and all this other mojo, I think we can do much more than that. Nowadays we have even like the sounds in a piano has so many different things. We can have a piano, we can have an E-piano, we can have strings or whatever in just a simple electric keyboard like this. And in the same way, I think that we now have a chance to own whatever grand pianos there are out there, whatever different kinds of pianos that we can never get our hands on. Now we can just download from the internet and we can do all these things. So yeah, I think that we shouldn't have be so stuck this idea that the piano is immovable. I know that to get a real piano, some of you guys will argue that the piano is it's so different when you buy a real piano, when you play it, the sound resonates in the room and whatever. But we do what we can with what we have okay. So yeah, without further ado, my point is just we want to expand our mind to understand our instrument more, what goes on in the piano, how the hammer hits the strings, whatever. How does the pedal work? All these things they all give a different squeak and different sound and character to your piano. So you actually can think about fine-tuning the sound of course, electronically, because we can't buy the real piano. Okay, so without further ado, let's go through this. Hopefully we can each, go home, try this out, or maybe now we can try it out. Find something that you like, that invokes a certain emotion. Sometimes when we hear Hillsong songs, Planet Shaker songs, actually if you listen correctly, the pianos that they use are so different. Every single song has a different piano, and I think that's something that we can think about. It's not just Roland V all the time. No, it's my dream that one day come to serve and then we have a different intimate times, we have a different piano that invokes a certain emotion, and then sometimes it's just a bright piano for praise, it gives a certain hype to it. Not all the time we just slaughter the entire thing with Roland V. It's not gonna be very inspiring. Okay, so we're just gonna go through this. In front of me is our main stage. Yeah, so as you can see, I've already set up a few pianos here. Just to go through this quickly, I think you can see me press the keys there so you don't really see my piano. Okay, so today we're just going to go through a few pianos just to do a little comparison. Hopefully we can find a difference to it and try to understand this instrument more. Yeah, so I'll just use whatever I have here. A lot of these other pianos that are out there have to be bought, but yeah, I have a few free options. After this, there'll be a whole section of all these different free instruments. You guys can follow on with that. Yeah, I think most of us know the grand piano the most. It has a very big body, and not just the physical size but the sound itself is huge. It has a very rounded tone. It's the very classical sound. I think most of the guys already know this sound so. It's a nice sparkle at the top, and also a very big, nice bottom. Yeah, so it's a very nice rounded tone. I mean, you will see why I say it's rounded when you compare with the upright. Grand piano is usually found on a stage or a music room because of its size. Yeah, so it has a very good sense of space. Usually people will drown it in the reverb because it's a very classical concert sound. Okay, so yeah, reverb is basically adding space to, later we'll go through. Okay, so now we go to the upright. The upright piano, I think most of you guys will also know this sound because we have this at home. It's a more intimate tone. It sounds very near, and that's why it can be intimate. But also because of its size, it's not as rounded, it's more sharp. You see the bass, it doesn't hit as hard as compared to just now. Yeah, you can tell, right? Also, but it sparkles a bit more. And it's for this reason that most people like to use upright to cut through a mix of a whole band, because it's so sharp. Here's the very nice idea of you playing alone in your room. Okay, so yeah, you guys can use this information to, I don't know, appropriate to the right time in worship. Okay, then we go on to the felt piano. Okay, so basically what a felt piano is if you open up the piano, there's a hammer that hits all the strings, right? So every time, actually, yeah, the piano is just, I don't know, all hammers below. So if you open it up, it strikes the string. Like that. So actually, in a sense, it's a mallet. It's a giant mallet instrument. And yeah, so a felt piano basically is when they put a piece of felt on your mallet, so it has a very muffled sound. Yeah, so most of the pianos, if you know there's a middle pedal, right, usually that pedal is it. But most of us don't use it. We like to know if you have got acoustic piano press, then you lock it there, then wow, so cool. Then after you push it back up. But actually, it has more use than that. Yeah, so it's a very, in a sense, it's a very British feel. Like you can almost imagine like a man wearing a brown suit, like in his room playing an old man. Yeah, so it's more character because as you can hear you can hear the brushes of the felt against the string. Even when I move my pedal. Yeah. You can hear the piano just releasing. Yeah. So I mean you can do a lot more. Yeah, so you get the idea, The bottom end. Yeah, so actually this is a felt grand piano, so you have that same boom, but at the same time it's still not very sharp, it doesn't strike through. It sounds like a very muffled boom. Yeah. And the top end. It's not as, I mean you can hear a little muffle through the brightness. Yeah, it's a very nice intimate feeling. Yeah, I think I'm using this word too much, intimate, but yeah, you get the idea, There's a different kind of intimate for each ones. Okay, then I'm gonna go into the organ. I think this is a bit off the piano already, but it's still, it's still white and black keys, and it's classical. Okay, this is more of an E piano kind of organ, but we can do quite a lot with this. Yeah, so very mellow tone. I think we can. I really can imagine people using this to go through hard prep. Really, it sounds the part lah. Yeah, same. You guys can play better than me. So yeah, it's a very interesting organ. Next, we're gonna go to the church organ, the pipe organ. This is a very grand one. I think we have heard many Hillsong songs with this. I think it's a very sense of being very holy kind of feeling. At the same time, it also can sound like horror. I know you can really feel the vampires coming. So we gotta be very careful with this instrument. Yeah, so at the same time, I think this Christ is enough. There's a very grand I forgot to play it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, maybe it doesn't really go well with sharp sounds, sharp notes. But it could be interesting, could be something to use. Yeah, can sound like, it really sounds like a carousel music. Like you don't go to a carnival, then this thing plays in the background or you throw darts. Yeah, so this is the pipe organ. Next you're going to go to a harpsichord. This is the medieval one. Believe it or not, this is actually what the first piano sounded like. Very twangy. Okay, maybe not so much used in praise and worship, but yeah, you can explore this yourself. You never know. You might be even using it one day. I have no idea. Okay, so that's the few things that we have to go through today. Yeah, so I think take some time to really play through each sound. Yeah, so today I'm using this instrument called Neue by Contact. So what I like about this instrument is that it has a lot of options here, as you can see. Even dynamics, tonal, shift, color. I think color is very interesting. So yeah, this is a more soundscaping part of piano to actually create a piano that you cannot find out there with effects lah. So yeah, with color, if I put it all the way down, it's almost like a felt piano already. Put it all the way up. It's almost as bright as a harpsichord, right? So these are things that you cannot do with an actual real piano. It's only, technology. Tonal shift, you can even bring it even higher. Wait, wrong side. Harpsichord. And in the same way, you can bring it all the way down. You can even have a mix. So yeah, you can actually fine-tune your piano to something you really like. Yeah, you know, just having two knobs like this, you can actually create millions of instruments, like different pianos already. So yeah, find something that inspires you. I think that's what's most important. Yep. So what I like about this instrument is because it has a very interesting part called a particle engine. I mean, I'm not asking you guys to buy this, but if you have the chance, please do. It's a very good piano. What this does is it takes your piano sound and it creates a texture underneath. You can hear the dong. It's a bit of delay effect. And why this is good is because it creates that pad-ish like layer below with texture, and it's really synced to when you play, so it's very clean. You don't need like a pianist and then a synth player to play at the same time, and then both are not in sync. I mean, it's so hard to get people in sync just by metronome. You can't have them playing at the actual same time, but if the same person playing, things are more clean. And I can play a bit, then you can hear. Okay. Use it more subtly, can give you a bit more piano, less of the effect. It's just by playing chords. Not even playing any tune. Yep, and there's so many more other things. Brush pattern. No, yeah, it's different now that it's a bit more scrapey lah. Maybe not the best, but it can give a little sense of space and also texture. I think it's something that we don't really think about in band. Yep, you get the idea. I'm still figuring out a lot of this. Yep, never know. Can use this too. Okay, so other than that, Oh, for upright piano, I'm using this thing called My Piano. I mean, as the name sounds like, it sounds like I'm really playing in the room alone. Yep. Okay, without further ado, let's go into effects. Actually, other than a piano, there are a lot of effects they can use. I mean, if you hear JPCC, actually, they have a lot of different funny effects in the background. I mean, sometimes it's not the best. It's not very subtle, which actually, if we learn to do, we can do even better, I would say. But to each his own. I think different cultures, they understand things differently. So let's go through a few effects. I think the more useful ones that we can probably use is delay. Okay, so delay basically means it sends whatever you're playing, it repeats the note a few seconds later or whatever time signature you set. Okay, so if you see here, ours now is 1/4 note dotted. Okay, so basically this is what it means. So it comes in a, I think, dotted crotchet after what you play. So actually it's quite interesting. It's like in a sense you can play it with yourself. Okay, wait, let me turn off the effect kind of back. Forgot that this was on. This thing is also a little bit like a delay. Okay. So you can even set whatever you want, like triplets. This is more interesting. It's like a slapback effect. sense of nostalgia. Like, you know, those Korean drama, then they have this flashback scene. I mean, yeah, something close lah. 8 quartet note dotted even faster. And this one is interesting because it's in time, so you can play it in if you're playing a 4 on the floor song. Yeah, so you can play with yourself in a sense. Sorry, I'm playing like so sad and all because it's raining outside heavily. It gives the mood. Okay, yeah, 16 note I'm probably not going to try, like it's too fast. Yeah. Okay, so that's delay. Yeah, so now for reverb. Okay, I'm just using whatever main stage has, so this is all accessible to you guys. Okay, so for reverb, as I said just now, reverb gives a sense of space. Basically, it's like a cave sound. Without the delay is the echo, but the reverb is the sound of the space reflecting whatever you played back at you. Can you hear? Without, with. Suddenly feels like in a very deep dungeon. Yeah, so in reverb and all these effects, there's this thing called dry and wet. Dry is your dry signal, whatever you have. Wet is the reverb signal. Yeah, so if I play this, it sounds like I'm playing a cave. Or maybe like a concert hall. Yep, so you get the gist of it. Reverb, there's a lot of different kinds. Hall is usually what we use. Yeah, but use this subtly. Don't use this too much. In worship, everyone will be like, whoa, where are we right now? It's giant hall. Then they open their eyes and, oh wait, it's Axis or I'm at home. Then it sounds a bit awkward lah. Okay, so these are two that really invokes a sense of warmth. I don't know. You can use it creatively if you want. Just try. You can push it all the way. Pre-delay even further. Pre-delay is basically how fast the thing comes back. Okay, turn it on first. If I bring it all the way down. Size. Yeah, I mean, try it out. These things, be subtle with them. But yeah, sometimes like when I play at night, I like to on the reverb of my piano lah. Then it gives me more mood lah. Yeah, it's an easy way, but yeah, be subtle with it again. Everything, do it subtly, don't do it too jarringly. Yeah, when you play at home, you can go wild lah. Just figure things out. Okay, so yeah, we can go to a little bit more interesting stuff. Overdrive. I mean, you always hear this on guitars and bass or yeah, whatever lah. Usually guitars and bass, but why not put it on a piano? Sounds a bit like a radio there. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds mangled. I mean, something that probably some of us wouldn't be too comfortable with. But I think during the high parts, this can give a little boost to whatever you're playing, and it can help you cut through the mix as well. Of course, it gives that nice grit lah. So I mean, you can turn it off. You can play throughout the song. Then when it comes to the high part, when everyone is whacking level 5 or whatever level it is, you can turn this on and just play that top like little line. I mean, it helps to bring about the hype lah. Yeah, something like that. I mean, that works as well. Yeah, so whatever effects you put, as long as you can appropriate it correctly, nothing is wrong. Yeah, so chorus. Okay, chorus and flange, these are two things that JPCC whack a lot as well. I can't remember which song is it, but in the introduction, the piano had this thing, which every time we would like, oh, it must be scene play one. Actually, no, like, it's on top of your piano. It sounds a bit like the sunset drive kind of effect. Twangy. Yeah, nobody say anything is wrong. You can try, as long as you can appropriate it, you just whack. Flanger. This is the interesting one because, okay, they're all interesting, but this one's interesting because it has a sense of movement. Just one note. It sounds like something is going backwards, right? Yeah, so you can add a different dimension to your playing. Okay, almost, it really sounds like a soundtrack already, just by adding this thing on. Yeah, so these are just some effects that we can go through, and then there's EQ. This is, you always hear it every time someone like, hey, EQ your this thing, or can you EQ this warmer, EQ this brighter. In a sense that EQ can do it, but do it subtly as always. But yeah, you can do a few things over here. You can even emulate what a felt piano sounds just by muffling the top end. So basically, left side is your lowest end. Take it as left side is the lowest note of your keyboard. And then the right side, 20K, is the highest end of your piano. Yeah, I say this is what this is for, so I take it off. Yep, so as you can tell just now, when I press this on, when this is on, the top note is muted out because all information for that note is over here. But if I put it in the middle, see, it sounds almost like a felt piano. Yeah, and then if you cut off the bottom end, what was this? Okay. See, suddenly the bottom. Yeah, so in a sense, like some people like, oh, I want the bass to be even hitting even harder, then you boost it up. But it was not muffled, so you gotta be careful with that. And the top end. You probably need headphones to hear this or to be in axis or somewhere with good sound system. If you're hearing this off your laptop speaker, then you probably can't hear it. So yeah, this is what EQ is. Again, this one has to be very subtle. If you EQ wrongly, I mean, not to strike fear into your hearts or whatever, then you're scared to use this. But if you EQ too wrongly, sometimes you can get things to sound a bit more muffled or it sounds too sharp. And so yeah, whatever you do it sparingly. Sparingly means maybe below the 5 line, somewhere around there is fine. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the effects that we can use. Yeah, so from whatever you've heard today, I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out there's so many different types of pianos out there, so many different types of sounds. that I can't stress enough lah. I mean, if you want to go in the E piano, there's even more. Rhodes, Wurlitzer, I mean, you name it. These are some of the other instruments that you can go and figure out. Again, just go to your best friend, Google, it's Wurlitzer. She should come out here. Wurlitzer piano. Then you got whatever it is, all this. And you can even, just go YouTube, find out how it sounds like. Then you can even sound for Wurlitzer piano free. Then you can search and all these things come out really. Nowadays there are so many out there. Yep. So okay, that's that. Okay, without further ado, I think you guys can stop now and try it out. If you want to continue on, I'll probably go through the different kinds of free instruments out there that you can download and try. But if not, you guys can stop now and then try it out wherever you guys are. I'm sure we have downloaded it already and we can start trying it out. See whatever inspires you. I think that's the key word. Whatever that inspires you and makes you want to play more, that brings you be inspired to form tunes immediately. I think these are the telltale signs that there is a piano that fits well with you. But at the same time, of course, if we use this to serve, we are serving an audience. Find out what inspires other people, not just ourselves. I mean, we might like a really warm piano, but you play on stage, you can't really hear in the band. That was the point. So find one that you can use for personal worship maybe, and then find a good one that you can serve on stage with according to whatever song we are playing. I mean, it's a very lazy thing to just, okay, I think Roland V sounds good. If everything cuts through the mix, we just use Roland V all the way. I think there's a time to use it and there's time not to. We can even add effects onto this. I mean, you can even borrow like a guitar pedal from someone and then ask some people, hey, can I plug this in on the piano through this? I'm sure that we can figure something out lah. Or maybe you can tell the sound guy like, hey, I want more reverb on my piano at this point of time. And then they can do it on their end also. So can carry on. Okay, so for those that are staying on, I just want to go through some of the stuff that you can find out there, the materials. Okay, so first things first, I think just now I went through the Kontakt. This is a sampler library. Basically what this does is you can load instruments into this, whatever you download. But not everything can be loaded in here. Okay, just show you some of the things that I have. Okay, so for Kontakt, it's under Native Instruments. This is a brand that's very big out there. You can see sampled instruments. Free. Okay, under free they have a lot of good things actually. It's one of the more complete. Okay, so basically just now that one Kontakt, right? Kontakt 6, as you can see over here. Okay, Complete Start is the free one. This one has a lot of stuff. You can start with this to download. It has even orchestras and things. Okay, so Neuer is the one that I'm using right now. Hybrid Keys is free. Okay, this is a very interesting instrument. It's quite, I say hybrid lah. So as you can tell, it's going to be quite experimental. See, even noise isn't a very bad thing. Sometimes it can be an effect as well. Factory libraries, yes. So under band, you have pianos. They give you free pianos, grand piano, upright piano. You already have all these here. Ragtime piano. If you guys know what ragtime is and can play ragtime. It's not like this lah, but I think I don't really know how to play this. But you have a few different options here. And go to electric pianos. Oh, so much thing. Mark 1 is a very famous E-piano. Yeah. It's a bit of distortion already. It's part of it lah. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. It's a very interesting vibe from the low end to the top end. Okay, then there's another one that you can find. It's called Hammersmith Free. This is another piano that is pretty good as well. They also use Kontakt, but it's from a different developer, so you have to download complete start first, or actually complete 6 player before you can use it. Okay, so just play a little bit of it. It's very bright. It's very well sampled. Yeah, by Sonic Culture. Available for limited time, so you can try it quickly. So yeah, Contact is one of them, and then we can try out others. Okay, so another one that I really love is Spitfire Audio Labs. Okay, Spitfire is a very good brand, and they have released a ton of free instruments. So yeah, I have so many: piano, drums, keys, synth, guitar, tons of them lah. So yeah, if you're a synth player, you can try out all this. If not, just go for the piano. Keys. Okay, it's a rare groove piano. Yeah, very interesting groove piano. I don't know what it's used for. Whoa. Okay, so that was the wonky thing. I think this is reverb or bass. Yeah, it's a more synth-like piano, I guess. You can try it out. Okay, soft piano is where it is. This is what I love. Remember just now talk about felt pianos? This is one of them, and it's one of the better ones, I would say, and it's free. Okay, a little bit too loud. The big knob is the reverb. Take it out and it's closer. Probably can hear it. You already hear the Stoville and Titus, you know, the music, what, Time is Love advertisement already. Very Taiwanese advertisement vibe. Oh, I already feel like playing more of this, but yeah, let's go on. Yeah, so you can find this on Spitfire's website. Yeah, Spitfire soft piano, free download. Yeah, so as you can hear, it's very competent lah. Blah blah blah. Dry stage in wherever London. Blah blah blah. Sounds a bit like a BBC like episode already. Okay, so there's much more. You can click on labs. I mean, don't even go to the bot section. So there's so many things here, whatever they say. Whoa, okay. But anyway, yeah, so many. Slowly download. They even have a Whirly free. Yeah, tons of this. Labs. So remember Labs? Labs is one of them. Okay, and then another one would be, there's this thing called Piano Book. Okay, this is a community-funded project, so basically people record their own piano and they upload it. It's a bit slow, but it's a very interesting motto that they have, that every piano has a different character, that every piano tells a story, like it says there. So, I mean, you can try this out, but you might need the paid version of Contact, the one by Native Instruments that I said just now. Or you can try Decent Sampler, but I don't know if it works. So yeah, they have a lot of other free stuff as well. Some are good, some are not. You can go to highlights. These are community screen through already. So yeah, this is another one, like, I don't know if it's an AM static voice, I have no idea. But anyway, free instruments and counting. So this is where it's at also. Can try this out as well. Okay. So if you guys got any more that you want to know, or like you can ask me, like if you find something online that you think like, oh, is this worth trying out? Or how's this sound? Like, does this sound good enough? Yeah, but you should be training yourself on what sounds good to you and commercially will sound good in corporate setting lah. Yeah, lor. But other than that, I mean, you can ask my opinion for anything. And definitely, I will be there for you to ask questions. just a text away lah. So yeah, try to figure all these things out. You can start with labs first, figure out how it goes by, or even within Logic, there's already so much stuff here you can find. So yeah, hopefully after today you don't go back and just continue plonking on the Roland V or whatever piano that you have, but try other different things. See, the first thing they put is Steinway Grand because they know people will want this. The name Steinway really makes the product feel expensive. But anyway, there's so much more they can do with all these instruments lah. And there's so many more out there. So knock yourself out. Thank you all for being here. That's all I have for you guys. Hopefully expanded your mind a little bit more to think about all these different topics. Goodbye.